Well, hey, you're here. You've made it. Hurrah! And where is here, you may ask? This is, of course, the MindGriller Server. And I'm Gravity, and this is Cow. And where are we on the MindGriller Server, you may also ask? Also a good question. We are, well, here. And in our last spine-tingling episode, we were, well, there. Where heretofore I will have you, the most retentive viewers of this channel, know, and that means both of you, that there is more to see there in the once glamorous mountainside hotel, spa, and casino, and I intend on so doing this very day. But before we do venture out, I reminded Cow that today, as per my gargantuan to-do list, and by that I mean this very day of this very week, is, in fact, bath day. As the most observant of you will have noticed, I believe I have just about reached peak prunedness, manifested by my wrinkled pruned fingers and gushy-looking toes. No, worry not. I will refrain from repeating the actions of other so wrinkled and crevassed personages who fancy telling stories about the Great Depression back in the year of our Lord 2021, when an unreasonably popular youngster inexplicably named Elon represented a knuckle-bare, ham-fingered mistype of the proper Christian name, Leon. Let us not talk about such people. That guy. We have things to do, which do not involve controlled things of which we do not speak of on this channel, nor clumsy virtue signaling via abject, blatant, animated cruelty. And no, and nay, as you plural will see here, it is in fact bath day, not only for yours truly. That's a word which is hard to believe has no E in it, and by that I also mean I. No, and nay, it is also bath day for a certain loved one named Cow. Now you will notice the Pima Cotton Linen Blend privacy curtains I set up for a certain bovine entity's sitz bath, because I believe it is only fair to confess, Cow insists. No. I will, if I may, step through the fourth wall for a brief respite, so as to take a moment of personal privilege to acknowledge something which Cow first pointed out, outside of a prepositional phrase, mind you, in the news of today. I read the headline, and then Cow and I felt sad. I am referring to the news of Brian Wilson's passing. Cow and I have had some thoughts about the Beach Boys, the Lonely Sea, and the previous generations of Surfing USA and Endless Summer, which drift in and out of our collective memories. Please let me wonder aloud for a moment while shadows of California girls and a particular surfer girl or two linger under the warmth of the California sun, where summer days and summer nights and good vibrations slowly fade gently into the Malibu sunset. Now, over the years, it may have seemed that heroes and villains lie within. It is my understanding that many Angelinos may have grown up with the rumor that he, Brian Wilson, of whom I speak, would regularly drive not quite a little deuce coupe down Pacific Coast Highway to a harbor. I once heard an anecdote retold to me of all people wherein he said the words, "Sail on sailor," with a sort of "you can move on now" finger on the wheel gesture and a knowing grin to a young pale boy with orange hair who, in the crosswalk mind you, was blocking PCH traffic because he in fact had recognized him behind the wheel. Now perhaps that's not a brush with fame story for the ages, but nonetheless a sentimental moment. Humanity is such that we can imagine the unimaginable and simultaneously its inverse. Now, God only knows what this world would have been without any of us. Perhaps this is a moment to reflect upon the loved ones in our lives. Now, including certain ones who are in desperate need of a thorough dousing and a blow dry. Cow, when we return from the faded glamour of the hotel, spa, and casino on the mountainside to our temporary base, can I entice you into a sitz bath? Now, as I say yes, but his expression says no. No, it's already been a heavy moment or two, so I will let things slide for the moment. I do have some wool blocks I can stuff up my nose when the rank of dirty, soiled, and musty rawhide waft against my cheeks. Now, at times, Cow and I are known to speak at length about videos we have seen which have been recommended to us by YouTube's all-powerful and all-knowing algorithm. Such a video, which asserted in title and in content, mind you, that it is a fait accompli, that the Hermit, a BOO, is in fact the best Minecraft builder, period. Semicolon. Now, speaking of which, Cow, Cow, what's that smell in this room? Didn't you notice it, Brick? Didn't you notice a powerful and obnoxious odor of mendacity in this room? There ain't nothing more powerful than the odor of mendacity. You can smell it. It smells like well now, where were we? Now, we rejoin our regularly scheduled program in progress, to which, insofar as and under subova, if you are fluent in Latin, and those among us who are former altar boys or not, may I utter at this moment the words secundum probationem. Therefore, I think not. Well, now that's settled. That didn't take long. Come to think of it, jokes in Latin never do. Anywho, for those of you who might be thinking aloud, oh, my hind foot, in regard to our previous correction and field observation, shall we say just this once in so much as to say it won't happen again? I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. I surely didn't mean to offend. Bless my heart, I messed up. I hate that I upset you, and I do apologize. Okay. Hate if you must. Just don't cancel docs or sign me up for Postmates delivery service. Now, Cow and I, on rarefied occasions, have been known to talk about videos we have viewed or refuse so to do. I will have you, the most retentive viewers of this channel, know, and that means both of you, I will not be so doing here in this very episode. No, and nay. But Cow and I, in the midst of our respite from said content, have noticed a few Minecraft videos recommended to us by YouTube's all-knowing and all-powerful algorithm, which have used the term buildstone in the title. At first glance, I thought, is that in fact familiar terminology from an old-timey and questionably familiar influencer? Perhaps it was cooked up by familiar suspects. And how many such videos are there currently on YouTube, you may ask? Also a good question. I have no idea. But I do know someone smart we can ask. How many YouTube videos currently have the word buildstone in the title /AIGF?
Manually counting recent uploads, appear to be likely fewer than 10 as of June 2025.
Now, neither exactly a groundswell, an outpouring, nor a ground-up movement, which inexplicably brings forth for some vague reason the word Sahara. I don't know why. Hey now, wait a cotton-picking minute. It would appear that I sort of have a half-baked notion that buildstone originated at some point on the Hermitcraft server during, that would have been now perhaps season 6. Well now, Mumbo Jumbo and Grian, and he who shall not be named, Iskel85, we're working on a sort of a Minecraft version of Amazon. Well now, in hindsight, which one are we most likely to suppose is the Bezos? Inquiring minds want to know. Anywho, they, meaning they three, were and perhaps still are habitual namers. Now, Cow, I don't think we want to attract the attention of the gargoyles behind the check-in desk. I would appreciate it if you would use the Hoven equivalent of tippy toes. If you don't mind. No, I don't think they've noticed us. Now, I wonder what this mule is still doing here. Cow, do you think he was brought up the mountain to haul the belongings of a hotel guest who turned up short on funds back down the mountain? Now, there's more than one type of bankruptcy, I will say. But Cow, you do know that having a plan for money and eventually having money are both quite important. Otherwise, how could one hawk meme t-shirts, mugs, and mouse pads? Such valuable items might not be sold without said ad nauseum, clickety-clackety emblazoned upon them. Just saying. And I would propose to you, beyond just these three, the habitual naming of whatever one can repetitively stick a name upon is often wrapped up in an often self-referentialized lore, which is a word Cow and I do not use on this server, and which is on its surface just a wrapper to contain said names, which are to be printed upon said bric-a-brac to be sold, well, hopefully not to you plural. Anywho, I believe they, the three hermits, not their wares, were in season 6 collectively attempting to brand, as per usual, a form of, a style of, a theory of building which blends decorative, well, in fact, in the case of Sahara, merely a big white box, Minecraft builds with functional redstone. Therefore, in so much as an under Sabova, at one one point they landed upon Buildstone as the name of their group, but eventually, and I don't remember why, the meme disruptor, the meme deconstructor, the meme deflator, architects. And now, all these years later, none of which I have a comprehensive recollection of, mind you, the word of which we speak seems to have come full circle as a sort of a shorthand for combining being a builder and being a redstoner. And you plural may know, only because I, by chance, may have mentioned it on this very channel, there does exist a specific Minecrafter who, according to my assessment, desperately wants to be known as a builder. That guy. No. I say, you go, builder, shall we say now, interrobang. But I will suggest the whiff of a present of a ghost of a warning. Don't apply for a job for which you are not qualified. You just might get it. Now, which reminds me, this very morning, as we prepared for this very episode, Cow opened a tab, something which I am not currently known to do, which was immediately filled with a site which purports to provide what in a generous tone could be called news. And then we looked, and Cow blinked, and then I blinked, and then we felt sad and closed the tab. Now, I believe there are times when the least kind among you may assert that I will be found to drift far afield from an intended topic. And then again, well, perhaps not. Who's to say? Which is definitely not to say hint, hint, wink, wink, and illusion, illusion. Now, speaking of fields and items flung far therein, I say this only because we were. It has come to the stalwart attention of Cow and I that today, and by that I mean this very day upon which this spine-tingling episode was published on the GravityFiller YouTube channel, is the very same date, that being June 17th, 2025, that the next Minecraft update, which is not an update, but rather a drop, and which for the numerologically hobbled is specifically Minecraft 1.21.6 was/has been released. Said update, which may I remind you plural, is actually a drop, with a mystifyingly obvious title, Chase the Skies, and which is, and here I am making a hysterically, recklessly, and exuberantly possibly misinformed assumption, an overt reference to something resembling a floating marshmallow. Yeah, well, but there is in fact one new mechanic, which is of actual interest to Cow and I, and that is new lead mechanics. Which, among other things, allow mobs on a lead to lead other mobs. Oh, and the lead recipe no longer includes a slime ball, which is manifest in that mobs no longer bounce up and down as much when being dangled on the end of a lead. A questionable behavior Cow and I would never engage in. Now, if I may, for just one moment, change course and express my personal opinion, there seems to be a directive, a concerted effort, a synergy, a coordinated action within Minecraft development, which has led Cow and I to believe that Mojang is of the opinion that Minecraft is too difficult, as indicated by consistent steps consistently being taken to make Minecraft an easier game. I reference here the example of the aforementioned new recipe for lead, Newly Sans Slime Ball, and the new recipe for Lodestone, Sans Netherite Ingot. And I would here also include a new simple mechanic to enter flying mode in Minecraft via the Happy Ghast. Now, I would propose, if in fact Minecraft becomes too easy and therefore not challenging enough, will it not be so that players will more quickly lose interest? Anywho, with that being said, and due to Cow's not too easy and not too challenging enough bone-chilling separation anxiety, sadly, it's time for us to say our goodbyes. Goodbye, so long, hasta la vista, baby, tot ziens, tot zo!